Do you ever feel like you're stuck on level 1 of a game you never signed up to play? Every day you're facing the same boss battle of burnout, and your energy bar is always in the red. The world keeps telling you to grind harder, to push through, to optimize every second. But that constant pressure just leaves you feeling overwhelmed and depleted. What if the secret isn't to play harder, but to play cozier? This video offers a surprising, gentler path forward when you feel burnt out. The pressure to be productive all the time is very real, and it's exhausting. We're surrounded by messages that our worth is tied to our output, our speed, and our success. But there's a quiet wisdom hidden in some of our favorite cozy games, like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. They teach us a different way of being, one that values gentle progress, rest, and self-compassion. We're going to explore this way of thinking, which we'll call the cozy mindset. It's a new, gentler way to look at your life when the world feels too demanding. It all starts with the first principle of the cozy mindset. Embrace the power of small daily tasks. When you're feeling burnt out, your entire to-do list can feel like an impossible mountain. So, let's look at Stardew Valley. How do you start your day? You don't try to build a whole new farm in one go. You wake up, you water your few parsnip seeds, you clear one rock, and you pet your cat. These are small, simple, completable actions. They don't take much energy, but they give you a tiny sense of accomplishment and forward momentum. When your brain is overwhelmed, find your one rock to clear. Maybe it's just making your bed, answering one email, or drinking a glass of water. Over time, these tiny daily tasks are what grow the most beautiful farm and the most resilient life. If you're in a winter right now, know that this quiet period is for rest, reflection, and gathering strength for the spring to come. But what about those days when even watering one plant feels like too much? This brings us to the second principle. Progress isn't linear. It's seasonal. Grind culture makes us feel like if we're not constantly growing and harvesting, we're failing. But think about the seasons in Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley. Summer is a frantic rush of harvesting berries and catching fish, full of vibrant energy. But then winter comes. The ground is covered in snow, the crops are gone, and the world is quiet. Winter isn't a failure of summer. It's a necessary part of the cycle. It's the time for planning your next farm layout, deepening friendships, or exploring the mines. Your life has seasons too, and you are allowed to have a winter.
Rest isn't laziness. It's just your winter season.
But it's not just about what you do, it's also about the space you do it in, and that's especially true for your mental space. This leads to our third principle: redefine your inner world. Our minds can sometimes feel cluttered with negative thoughts, like a room filled with junk we didn't choose. Now, let's think about Animal Crossing. Imagine your mind is your little house on the island. Would you decorate your house with ugly furniture that made you feel sad or stressed every time you walked in? Of course not. You spend hours finding the perfect wallpaper, arranging furniture, and creating a space that feels like a joyful sanctuary. Negative thoughts are just ugly furniture. Thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or I'll never get this done, are like having a clashing, uncomfortable couch in the middle of your living room. You have the power to be your own interior designer. You can notice a negative thought and decide, I don't like this here anymore, and choose to replace it with something that brings you comfort.
Creating a cozy inner world is just as important as creating a cozy outer one, which leads to our final point.
The fourth principle is that community is a gentle buff. When we're burnt out, loneliness feels heavy, and the thought of social interaction can be completely draining. In cozy games, you don't build deep friendships through long, intense conversations. You build them by giving a villager a piece of fruit, saying hello as you pass by, or remembering their birthday.
These are tiny, consistent acts of connection that slowly fill up a heart meter you can't even see.
You don't have to pour from an empty cup to maintain your friendships. Sending a simple meme, a thinking of you text, or a heart emoji is like giving a villager their favorite gift. It's a small deposit that keeps the connection warm and alive, even in your winter season.
So, how do you put this all together and use the cozy mindset every day?
It's actually very simple.
Think of it as a gentle daily check-in.
First, what is one small task you can do today? Second, what season are you in, and what does this season need? Third, is there any ugly furniture in your mind you can decide to stop displaying? And fourth, what is one small gift of connection you can give? You don't have to harvest every day. Sometimes just watering one plant is enough. If you find this way of thinking helpful, consider subscribing. We're all building our own little mental farms here, and you're welcome in our community. Remember that feeling from the beginning of being stuck on level 1? The cozy mindset shows us that maybe life isn't a game to be beaten or a level to be cleared. It's not about speed running to the finish line or achieving a perfect score. It's about building a space, a farm, an island, a life that you actually enjoy living in day by day. The secret was never to play harder, but to give yourself permission to play cozier. Because life isn't a speed run, it's a cozy sim. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with us. Let us know in the comments what's your favorite cozy game that helps you unwind. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe for more comforting content. Be kind to yourself, and we'll see you next time.